Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's pretty doggone good recap is for Wednesday, February 22nd, 2022. Wednesday, February 22nd. OMG, everybody, the gun was empty. When Ava went to, and she was aiming for the heart. Ava was going to kill Ryan dead, right? And there were no more bullets in the gun, which gave Ryan a chance to Ava and kind of grab her to embrace her. And she's like, "Oh my, get off me!" She's trying to push him, and he looked at her like, "How dare you reject me?" So he started coming towards Ava, and then we get a gunshot right there to the chest, right above the heart. I was thinking, who's got such a bad aim, right? Aim for the heart, folks. Aim for the heart. That may have got a ventricle of the heart. Well, okay, you know what? Still enough to cut off the blood flow, right? It was Mac. Mac came from behind, finished him off. They had it that way to tie up the decades of history that Mac and Felicia and Ryan had with each other, which was way more than Ava's new obsession. And Mac wasn't playing. I'm surprised Mac didn't go over and shoot him in the head while he was down. Said, "Ooh, I thought he moved." Ava wouldn't have said nothing, right? He just took a look at him and say, "Okay, he's dead." Kick him in the gut. But anyway, he's dead. So he goes over to Ava, and Ava's like, I was gonna shoot him, but and Mac's like, "Look, a lot happened tonight, okay?" And then Jordan comes up with a cop, and she goes, "Okay." He was coming for Ava. She did. She shot him in the arm, not trying to kill him. And then he was coming for. I had no choice. And Jordan said, "Okay, then I'm sure you're justified." So Jordan goes over to the body, and Ava's like, "But I was gonna." He goes, "Hey, it's over. Ryan's reign of terror is done. A lot has happened tonight. Don't say anything else. I took care of Ryan." And Ava's like, "Oh." And I was like, okay, Mac is okay. He's trying to protect her that she wasn't going to kill him. But you know what? Protect her how? She didn't kill him. He did. Right. But then I was skimming comment corners, everybody. Great theory on that. Normally I go to comment corner at the end, but great theory on that Mac overheard Ava saying she killed Nicholas. Right. Because of Ryan. So that'll be interesting. But Nicholas's body is not going to be found. So I don't think that's going to come up, because what was interesting to me is they get Ava back to the house, and not even back to the house. Jordan tells the police officers to take Ava to General Hospital. So Ava goes back to General Hospital. She doesn't even, I don't think she goes back to the house, right? Because now we have Spencer and Trina on the docks, and Ava comes off with a cop. And Trina's hugging her. "Oh my, you're okay, Ava, you're okay." And Ava's just like kind of still in stunned, like, wait, is this really over? And also stunned that this whole last year plus, was a manipulation of Ryan Chamberlain. Because it really all started Halloween 2021. Remember? They had that ominous gift, that spider hand gift, something Spencer had sent to Ava, and she thought it was a gift from Nicholas, opened it up and scared out of her mind, right? Started then. So she realizes the whole manipulation of her life. And it really didn't start then. I mean, come on now, he killed her daughter. It was a lot for her. And so Trina Spencer says, look, why don't you go with Ava? I know you want to be with your friend, but I want to be here for you too, Spence. Go, no, I'm good. Look, go with Ava. I'll be here with Alexis, right? Alexis, he can stay with me. And so she goes, okay, as long as you're sure. So she goes with Ava, which I was happy about. I really think Trina is going to end up living with Ava, right? Because she didn't get into it because Ava has gone through enough tonight as to, what's going on with her. But Ava gets to the hospital and she's able to tell Felicia that Ryan is dead. And they both hug because you know what? I'm surprised they didn't high five each other. Reign of Terror is gone. The reign of terror is gone. Well, except for Heather Weber's still around. But anyway, that reign of terror, decades of terror is gone. And good riddance. So Kevin goes outside because Esme delivers her baby, and I'm going to get back to Esme in a minute. He goes outside. Matt comes up to him, and Matt tells him, he asked, is Ava okay? He says, yes, Ava's on her way to GH. And then he goes, and my brother? And Mac looked at him and said, I had no choice. And Kevin was like, I know. And he goes, take me to him, Mac. So Mac and Kevin go back to the clearing where Ryan's body is. It's already in a little body bag, right? And he shows Kevin Kevin can see the body bag. So Kevin goes over there and Kevin unzips the body bag. And he looked at his brother. Actually, as he's unzipping it, he goes, I felt it. It's like they say, I don't have a twin, but they say some twins, they're so connected to each other, they can feel traumatic emotions that, there's something in them that they get a feeling when something's happening to that twin. They don't feel the exact pain because it ain't happening to them, but they get some kind of connection thing going on. And as he's unzipping it, he goes, I felt it. And he unzipped it and he looked at his brother. And then Felicia came over because look, she ended up there. She's talking to Matt, goes, he's gone. And so she goes, okay, Mac. She didn't do that. So she goes over to Kevin, because look, Felicia wants to have a look at his body to make sure this man that terrorized me for decades is really dead. And so Kevin looked at her and he said, it's over. And you're safe. And so she's crying and she goes, I know. But he was still your brother. He was still your brother. So Kevin, Kevin is, so he's not boo-hooing, but he's probably crying inside, on the inside. Felicia's crying on the outside. Kevin's crying on the inside. So they tied up the Ryan Chamberlain saga up in a nice, neat little bow. Kind of makes me wonder, is the actor playing Kevin and Ryan going to be leaving the show soon? Because he's been on for decades too. Reoccurring, because Kevin Collins' character is not maybe when they're doing something big, they might switch him to contract, but for the most part, before this, before Ryan escaped, when was the last time you saw Kevin? You hear what I just said? Because actually we had seen him playing Ryan, right? but really, Kevin, Dr. Collins he can kind of go and need to take some time. Like, he could tell Laura, you know what? I know my brother was a serial killer. I know my brother was a bad guy, but I just need to just decompress a bit, Laura. I just need to go away and regroup, get my head right, because I got to get my head right if I got to get my patients' heads right, right? And I'll be back. And then Kevin can be gone for most of the year. Who cares? Realistically, look, Laura went to get her parents settled after their house burned down because of Valentine. After their house burned down and was gone for 6 months or so. Oh yeah, okay. So let's let Kevin. He could disappear for a minute, and we won't miss him. And Laura will be there taking care of Esme. So anyway, that was good. That was good. I thought Ryan was just going to be wounded by the arm wound and go right back to Pittenville to terrorize another day. I really did. But it's okay sometimes to let folks go. It is okay sometimes to let some folks go. All right. So now let's get to, let me see, let's get to the good stuff. We've got Esme. She is in labor. Heather Weber's in the room there because they're still in the living room. And Kevin, this is before Kevin found out about his brothers. We're earlier. He said that maybe we can get her up and get her on the launch to GH. And Esme went to lean up and she was in so much pain and no, okay, this baby's gonna be born here. So Kevin says, let me go wash up, because he's a doctor who's had some medical training. I mean, he's an actual doctor, but he's a psychiatrist, right? I mean, I don't necessarily want my podiatrist, works on your feet, right? I don't necessarily want a podiatrist delivering my baby, but okay, you know what? You opened up a medical book at some point in your career. I'm sure there was a short chapter on baby deliveries. Okay, I'm a trust you paid attention to that chapter because in your mind you're thinking, I'm going to be a podiatrist. I'm going to work on people's feet. And last I checked, feet don't have babies. So, Kevin is a shrink. Yeah, hey, let's hope he paid attention. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He didn't pay that much attention because the paramedic delivered that baby. Kevin was just down there looking at the baby coming out as the paramedic was doing the work. Okay, which made me feel more comfortable. It really, really did. But they had a strange look when that baby came out. And Esme's kind of like, well, it's my baby. And okay, this was a tiny baby, but we'll get to that. Now, Heather is like, Esme, oh, she's in labor. And so Esme looks over at her with one of the contractions and she tells Laura's like, is there anything I could do for you, honey? And she goes, get her out of here. Right. And Heather's like, what? And so Laura looks to the warden guy because he goes, look, get her out. And he goes, come on, let's go. She goes, no, I have a right to be here. I have just as, if not more of a right to be here than you, Madam Mayor. And Esme's like, she's the grandmother. And so Heather says, so am I. And Esme is like, oh my, like her brain wanted to explode. Wait, what? And she looks at Laura and she goes, apparently so, dear. Apparently so. Esme leans back. Esme just, this actress had to do so much screaming and yelling these past week. It's been ridiculously funny. So after she leans back She leans into Laura like, oh my God, how much more can I take? It was hilarious. And Heather's looking like, what? And so Laura says, I should get her out of here. And Heather's like, no, no, I deserve to be here. So they take her out and they take Heather on the launch. And now she's at the mainland. And we have Trina's already left with Ava. And that Alexis, they having her do scoop journalists well, right? Because she's phoning in everything. Phoning in everything. Look, Ava Jerome just got off the launch. Hair looking a bit disheveled. Okay, her eyeliner was running, everybody. Eyeliner was running. She didn't say that, but you know, she was reporting on everything, right? And so Spencer's kind of looking at her like, oh, you really taking this seriously, right? And so Heather comes by and Heather looks at him as she's walking, as they're pushing her by. She goes, no, I have rights. I'm going to call my lawyer. I have rights. And so they're pushing her. The guy is ushering her, you know, to try to get her in a cop car or whatever. And she goes by Spencer and she goes, you're next. Either she said, you're next or you were next. I couldn't quite decipher. Was it you're next or you were next, right? And Spencer just looking at her like, you crazy idiot. Get her out of here. I'm trying to find out what's happening on that island, right? So Alexis is like, ooh, they're taking Heather Weber away, you know? And so Spencer looked at her and said, Aunt Alexis, you can go. You can go ahead and take care of the news. Like, you want to put your article to bed, right? You got the only scoop. Alexis didn't even have her little Snoop reporters there. She getting the byline on this, right? So she goes, are you sure you're going to be okay, Spencer? He goes, yeah. Because for one, my grandmother is over there. I'm not going nowhere. She goes, okay, honey. Alexis takes off like, ooh, I got some typing to do. This is a Pulitzer for me, right? So she takes off. And I said, okay, Spencer's getting ready to get on that island. Even if he had to order a private helicopter, because he got on his cell phone and I thought, oh, yeah, you ordering yourself a boat, you order whatever, you're going to get on that island, right? And so sure enough, Esme has her baby. They give the baby to her, right? And Spencer comes walking in the door, grandmother, because really he was concerned. Nobody really gave him word on his grandmother, right? And he looks, so she goes, I'm okay. And he goes, is Esme? She goes, she and your brother are fine. And he looked across and there's Esme. Now see, that's a tiny, well, really that's a doll, but that's a tiny baby, right? That is not that Christmas baby that was that 2x4 that they forgot to even get a prop baby for. Yeah, they forgot that, right? This is an actual little prop baby doll. Okay, I like it, right? And she's holding her little tiny baby. And Spencer's looking like, okay. And I'm thinking now, are you just worried for the baby? Or is there some part of you worried for Esme? I kind of think some part of him was worried for Esme as well, deep down. Now, mind you, Ava knows the truth, how Spencer was conned. I do believe Ava's going to tell Spencer the truth. She's going to tell him Esme was sent there to seduce you. Yeah, I really, really honestly believe that's what's going to happen. So that's going to be pretty good to see where that goes, right? So Esme, they're getting ready to take her to General Hospital. And Laura tells the cop, because, Laura, the mayor's in charge, right? But I guess the police chief does answer to the mayor, but, okay. Mayor Collins said to do this, so we doing it, right? She says, let me tell you, when you get Miss Prince, over to GH, you make sure mother and daughter, mother and son are not separated. Okay. And he goes, will do, Mayor. Will do. Thank you. Officer Chapman. Okay. Badge number 794-638. Okay. All right. As long as you understand me. She didn't do that either. But anyway, she was in control, like she was gonna do that, right? Eyed him up, like I know who I told to do what. So Spencer will probably, well, I don't know. No, I don't think he's gonna get on the launch with Esme. He's gonna stay and talk to his grandmother. That's my guess is Spencer will stay and talk to his grandmother. But that was some good action, everybody. And then we had minor stuff. Felicia was at the hospital with Austin, keeping him company. And she's like, oh, Austin, you're concerned about Ava. I didn't know you and her were friends like that, Austin. He goes, well, I treated her back when she got hooked. Well, Austin, that was almost a year ago, Austin. Because you're like, what were you doing at Windermere? Visiting. So anyway, that was just a little filler conversation they had. They had Elizabeth telling Scotty the whole thing, and he's like, oh my, do you not use any of your brain? Elizabeth. And she goes, I'm turning myself. He goes, wait, why? Bottom line, Nicholas has left town holding you the bag, right? So you're fine for now. Why would you? And so she goes, well, my boys, I got to be an example. He's like, they don't know. They will know, right? And so she's like, no, I have to. And I want you to get me off. I know you can. And he's like, oh, goodness gracious. Well, of course I could get you off. But I'm thinking, wow, that confident, huh, Scott? Scotty is good, right? He is good. And Elizabeth should have went to him from the beginning. Should have went to him, right? Instead of Elizabeth being Elizabeth. But see, you know what? I'm not mad at Elizabeth because this whole Esme amnesia thing, everybody, that's going to be temporary. That girl's memory is going to come back. She's just not going to let everybody else know it's back. She's not. She's going to play her cards right because she's going to see, for one, her she's going to get probation, 100%. She's going to get probation. She's going to be remanded for probably 6 months in Laura's custody and in the custody of her uncle, who is a psychiatrist, right? And that's going to be her sentence. So she's going to realize she's in the lap of luxury. And she's going to now be liked by some folks or forgiven by some folks. If they know the true Esme is back, she knows their views and feelings for her is going to change. So she'll milk not knowing until she starts to revert to some of her old habits. Because for one, we don't know how she's going to process learning that Heather is her mother. Okay, that's going to take some processing. And we don't know if she's going to go see her mother. We don't know how Esme's going to, her psyche is going to deal with this, right? So that's going to be interesting. Everybody, excuse me. Give me just a moment. So we'll see what that brings. But I'm really looking forward to the evolution of Esme Prince. Let's see. And let's see if she's going to name that baby. What was she calling that baby? Ace. Let's see if she's going to name the baby Ace, right? One thing's for sure. Thank God there's not going to be a baby switch. because Michael and Willow have a girl 3 times the size of Esme's little boy. And you can't mix that up. But there can be a baby stealing, which please let's not do that. Let's deal with Willow healing from Aunt Lizzo being able to save her with her bone marrow, because she's still going to have to recuperate from that. We got a whole lot we can deal with the Willow, Nina, Lizzo storyline, because Lizzo will be a catalyst for that. And rightfully so. I'm okay with that. So we don't need my baby's missing deal. We just don't need it. So don't even go there, writers. Please don't go there. And so that was pretty much it. Elizabeth allegedly, she is not following Scott's advice. She's going to turn herself in tomorrow. He's going to prepare the way and do a plea, so there we have it. He's going to make her out to be the Florence Nightingale. She came in and gave ongoing medical care and assistance to this baby, right? Now, GH, on the other hand, unfortunately, her good friend Terry, who is chief of staff fully now, is she going to slap Elizabeth on the hand? You're giving medical care and you're not a doctor, but guess what? Nurses can part-time take cases, right? It didn't conflict with her duties. I was doing that on my own private time, private care, private in-home care. So yeah, she can get around that. Okay, let's go to comment corner, everybody. Great comments. I'm going to try to whiz right through them as best of a whiz as I can do, because as you can see, for a moment, I still kind of cough and break down just a little bit. But anyway, Deborah says, I feel Laura should do a DNA test on Esme, take the DNA from Ryan and Heather and make sure. That's an interesting idea, but I don't think Laura cares that much. She'd rather take that at face value. Laura will discover that Ryan is not Esme's dad. Heather will have to spill the beans. And Alexis was getting on my nerves trying to get a story. She was almost like Smokesy, all in everybody's business. They're saying off the record. Of course, off the record. Listen, let me tell you what I just found out from the mayor. The mayor said she don't care about no off the record. Goodness, Alexis. But I think there's going to be a story about Gregory. There's something about him. Maybe he's a mole for someone. He's to get the news and report back to either Victor, Wu, Olivia D. You mean Olivia Jerome? Olivia J. Any one of them. There's not much of a story for him. Finn and Chase's dad, Violet's grandfather, and he's working with Alexis now and then, but he's hiding something, just like Stella. And Jordan had nothing to do with Portia and her lie. Stella let Jordan take the blame for that mess with the divorce papers. I know. Stella can keep a secret. She sure can when it benefits her. And Elizabeth needs to be quiet. Resolve this with her shrink. Nicholas is gone. Uncle Victor thinks it was all Nicholas that kept Esme captive in the tower. Just wait. She doesn't know Esme and Franco are related. That's right. Esme and Franco have the same mama. This may change everything for her. That's right. Victor was the only one that knew Esme was there. And well, I don't know. I think he does know that Elizabeth was helping with the care, because he found out that Elizabeth and Nicholas really didn't have an affair. So I think he does know. And Barbara says, Q. Okay. Patricia says, thought Esme's baby was going to be like the movie Rosemary's Baby, or Damien in The Omen with all those crazy genes. Hope Heather or Victor don't kidnap the baby. Victor has no reason to kidnap the baby. Victor may not want Laura to have control, but here's the thing. The Cassadines want the mothers to raise them kids until they're old enough to snatch them or mold them. A little bitty baby would do Victor Cassadine no good. It'd be a hindrance for him. But now let that child get to be 10 or 11. Then he wants a protege, right? Michael says, I would never have guessed the writers would have wrapped up these two stories so neat and tidy, right? Nice little bow. Heather was the hook the entire time. I was waiting for Heather to deny one or more hookings. I know. Ryan Chamberlain dead. I thought he was going to go back to jail or worse, on the run. Esme had a healthy baby. That's good. I heard the baby would have complications and not survive. That wouldn't be good. But you know what? With Nicholas's character in flux the way it is, with General Hospital, Esme being as young as she is, Esme doesn't necessarily need a baby. I could see her losing this baby and being sad. You know, I could see that. But I don't necessarily see them having Esme as a single mother. I don't know. I don't know where they're going to go with that. That's going to be interesting. I don't know. Let's see where they go with that baby storyline. You know, you hate to see a mother lose her baby, but does the character of Esme long-term need a baby? Okay. Portia and Marcus scene was very calm. I thought he would admit that he suspected Trina was not his biological daughter. This would explain his calm reaction. Come on, writers, make it make sense. No anger, no sadness, no sense of betrayal, not realistic. Heck no, that wasn't realistic. It was so non-realistic, I fast-forwarded most of it. I said, absolutely not. You would not have that reaction, man. I don't care what you're saying. I'm glad you feel better. Another great recap. I am getting better. You see, I was able to add a little humor in today. So I'm getting just a little bit better. Dacia says, I was it tired? Or I tried to say that Portia felt that Curtis wasn't good enough to be Trina's father. I felt that too, Dacia. I felt that's what she was saying too. And I kind of think Curtis felt that way too, right? Hello there says, I'm still laughing about the people who said the hook was Rory with the wig. Hilarious. And Patricia said, you got the last laugh. I was one of those people who said it was Rory dressed as a woman, but I was right when I said Heather was the only hook. Okay, Patricia, that's right. You know, one strike out, one strike in. Okay, you go, girl. And hello there says, going back to Patricia, saying, I'm still not sure she's the only hook. Okay, me either. She admitted, but I think there was a hook left. There were for the first three attacks. The hook was a left-handed hook for the first three attacks. Everyone from Oz till now was Heather. Yeah. She confessed to those. She'll confess to those and leave the PCPD stumped. Yeah, I could see that too. I could definitely see that. I don't think she was the only hook. I definitely don't. YAA says Laura was just going. Is Laura just going to raise all Nicholas's kids? Shaking my head. Spencer is grown. Yep, Spencer is grown. And let's be real, everybody. Did Laura raise Spencer? Heck no. The boarding school raised little Spencer, right? The boarding school he was at all those years that left him vulnerable for Kevin to send, for Ryan to send his daughter in to seduce and befriend him. Yeah, that's who raised Spencer. Think about that. Wasn't Laura. Laura sent this kid off to boarding school too, even though it's supposed to be to keep him out of trouble from Valentine, because Spencer was getting on Valentine's last nerve, and Valentine was telling Spencer, let me tell you something, you little election voter machine, electronic tamperer, you little hack. You rigged the election so your grandmother could be mayor. That is a crime. So, Spencer, come on now. And then we have Sherry says Heather will be gone soon, but I love this version of her. I mentioned that too yesterday. I like this actress who played Heather. And then I don't know, Spencer was, Anariana says Spencer was a gentleman and he loves her. It must mean Trina. He wants her for the long haul. Ava has been waiting to pop a cap in someone for a while, and Ryan was the lucky one. I think Curtis will be with Portia. Esme is bringing it. Yeah, she did a great job. She might get nominated for something with all this. I think Trina too. Trina did a good job with her storyline too. So I think they both might be nominated for the soap opera Emmys in the young actor category. Let's see. I think Esme's baby will go home with Laura. Laura will want to raise the baby if she thinks Nicholas is dead, or if she thinks Nicholas is just gone, right? Meanwhile, back at Spooky Mansion, Austin. Oh, this is what I wanted to say. The name Austin came up. Ava wanted to go see, remember Ava and Trina were at GH, and Ava wanted to see if she could see Austin. And the nurse says, no, Dr. Gatlin Holt is getting ready to be moved to a room. He can't have any visitors right now. And Austin was just sitting in the bed looking at Ava with a weird look to me. It wasn't a look of, oh my God, Ava, I'm so happy you're okay. It was a funny, did they find the dead body? No, I think Austin already did something with that dead body. I really do, right? But it was just interesting to me because you want to know what the doctor could have said. He is still a doctor. He could have said, wait, hold on, nurse. Hang on. I know I'm getting ready to be transferred, but you just go wheel me from this bed to another room, right? You're going to keep me in the bed. Let me speak to Miss Jerome. Hold up, little doggy. He didn't say nothing. He just looked at her weird. And the nurse closed the door and then closed the blinds. I'm like, oh my God, what you gonna do? Sponge bath them off before you move it? You don't want anybody to see him naked? Why you gotta close the blinds on somebody? Wow, that whole scene was a little bit weird to me. So anyway, let me get back to Anariana's comment. She says, Austin is going to live and had concern for Ava. Heather is like a sly fox. I love when the warden was reading her Miranda rights to Heather. She's like, look, I've heard it all before. And he's like, no. And he kept right on like she ain't said that. Do you understand these rights as I have, read them to you or recited them to you? She goes, I told you earlier. I knew. Do you want? Yes, I understand them. He's like, look, ain't no technicalities here. You're not getting off on no technicality, right? And Miss Mills is a hoot. Yeah, she's great as Heather. She has brought Heather to a new place. Great recap. Looking forward to seeing what happens tomorrow. Yeah. And Linda says, is it possible that Mac heard Ava confess to Ryan that she killed Nicholas? Is that why Mac spoke to Ava the way he did? I know that was weird. I don't know where they're going with that. And then Gwendolyn says, that was the first thing that came to me, that Mac heard Ava's confession and they will say Ryan killed Nicholas. Yeah, but you know what? Nicholas's dead corpse better say that too, right? So Susan says, what a show. Ryan is dead. Esme had a boy smaller than Willow's when she had her baby. Laura didn't want Esme to be separated from her baby, so that's a plus. Oh, and Esme'd rather have Laura with her than Heather. She wanted Heather gone. Even after finally finding out that Heather was her mother, she still has not heard that Ryan is dead. And would have to and won't have to be his slave girl. What a relief for her. Well, you know what? Since she didn't know Ryan to begin with, how much of a relief is it? And really, how much is a relief you telling me your mama? I didn't know that 5 minutes ago. I didn't know he was my daddy 2 hours ago. I didn't know you were my mama. So now you're telling me the man that I just found out was my daddy 2 hours ago is dead. Oh, okay. But guess what? He's looking just like this nice guy right here. So, will you be my daddy, uncle? Would you be my daddy? So anyway, um, let's see. Okay. What a relief for her. Maybe the courts will take some consideration to what happened between Esme and Ryan. She can testify about what Ryan wanted her to do and what she was, and she was not behind the Hook killings, as Heather admitted she was the Hook killer all along. Mystery solved. Esme does not remember Ryan, so she can't say that Ryan put her up to anything. The only thing Esme could say is these two crazy people kidnapped me from Spring Ridge against my will. And Mac knows it because on the road she was saying, please help me, please help me, please. She wasn't playing, she wasn't lying. And Felicia said, no, Esme booked out of there. She didn't want to be with them. I think Esme just wants to be a mom and is not interested in revenge anymore. She's supposed to have amnesia and not know how to spell the word revenge, right? What to be of the person she can't remember she was, or she doesn't want to be the person that that she remembers. I like her better now, not a brat, not the brat that she was before she lost her memory. She can also testify that Heather and Ryan drug her into their escape plan against her will. Yep. I'm also glad that Austin is all right. Ava did not kill Ryan. Glad GH finally wrapped up that storyline. And Medora says, I'm loving General Hospital. They are must-see TV. Yeah, this last 2 weeks, right? What about before? Hello there says, yes, it's better than just okay. All right. Patricia says, General Hospital outshines the young and the boring and the bold and the boring any day. You mean the bold and the repeat every line. We leave before they go to the cut. I miss Douglas already. I can't believe he's gone. Then we go to commercial, which is longer than the scene, right? Then we come back to the scene. This is Hope. I miss Douglas already. I can't believe he's gone. I mean, why do they repeat sections of the same conversation back to back on the bold and the beautiful? I just want, oh my goodness. That's why, trust me, you know how the bold and the beautiful realistically is only, 15 minutes long if you take out the commercials? Well, it's actually 7.2 minutes by the time I finish fast forwarding. Seriously. So anyway, Lady Laura Black says, hello, Daily Recap, Lady Good Recap. I hope Kevin and Laura either get the baby or help Esme raise the baby if she gets off. Can't believe Laura is both the grandmother and the baby's aunt. I know, because Kevin's the baby's uncle to Esme. My head hurts. Have a good day. And Gwen says, if they let the baby be Nick's own. You mean like be Nicholas's baby? I know. Are they going to run any DNA tests? I don't know. Somehow I don't think so. Anita says, what Marshall told Curtis was the truth. Maybe he will listen. Curtis is such a pompous jerk. I am happy that Spencer was thoughtful regarding Trina's first sexual experience. That was great. The next best question is Ryan really dead? General Hospital has been killing him off for years. I know. They're going to take Ryan to the morgue, and all of a sudden somebody's going to come in the morgue and the body bag is empty. You know, look, Ryan was like, Cassadine. Which Cassadine? Nikos Cassadine. Never killed. Okay. Ryan is also like Victor Cassadine. Never killed. You know, you think the man is dead and he ain't dead. Anyway, Cherie says because he knows that Trina is a virgin. Well, now he does. He probably thought her and Rory did something. He would be too much for her. LOL. Well, I don't know. Esme probably taught him well. Gwendolyn says Spencer will marry Esme. Trina and Cameron will comfort each other. Curtis will forgive Portia. This is my theory. I just want to know what Wu put into Victor's drink. I know they just left that laying. Imani says, if Nicholas comes back and tries to fight for custody, otherwise Spencer and Trina are the go-to couple for the moment. They were in the cover of the General Hospital 60th anniversary magazine on the cover. Okay. Across from Luke and Laura's wedding photo, and it says Next Generation, Spencer and Trina. Yeah, I could see that. Cassia says, Heather told Spencer, you were gonna be next. Yeah, she did tell him that. Yeah, but you know what? She would have looked at Jocelyn. You were going to be next again, because she tried twice at Jocelyn. Ron says, I wonder if Ava noticed that there was no clip in the gun, even though Ryan is dead. This is far from over. Okay, there was a clip in the gun. Remember, Ava shot the gun and shot Ryan right there in the shoulder. There are two bullets, or bullet. The shoulder, I don't think really went in his shoulder. I think it grazed his shoulder, but Mac's bullet definitely pierced him. Jody says, love Spencer, very classy, not like Dex. You know what? I don't like Dex. Annette says, I'm glad the Crazy Heather story is over. Now let's get back to what our General Hospital is all about. Subscribe and enjoy your visits. That's right. Subscribe. Thank you so much, Annette. And Annette said it again for me. Subscribe to catch up on the latest for the best part of our day. Thank you, pretty hat lady. Thank you so much, Annette, and thank you for writing. I laughed and looked at it last time, got me coughing. For reminding folks to subscribe, because you know what, I forget all the time. Subscribe. We are less than 50 subscribers away to 1,000. So this was a good episode to me. Excellent episode. I'm loving General Hospital. I think they're trying to finish February sweeps off strong. And let's go. Let's do it. So I'll be back tomorrow for another daily recap of General Hospital.